Dear students in Britain and Mujtama Private School, how's everything with you? How are you? Good? I hope so. Let's start with our school vision to prepare creative, well-educated students who are able to establish civilized, aware, resilient society. Stick to the authentic morals and values in addition to using the modern technology. Our value for this week, as you know, is generosity. Let's start our lesson. Look carefully at the pictures and compare between them, saying adjectives as more as you can, like strong, heavy, fat, etc. Our first objective is to differentiate between adjectives and adverbs by answering the given questions. Up in page 40, student book, exercise A. To differentiate between adjectives and adverbs, the first example, he's a beautiful singer. He's a beautiful singer. The word beautiful here is an adjective to describe this person. He sings beautifully. Beautifully here is an adverb to describe the way he sings with. He sings beautifully. So the only one difference of the form, just adding ly. Is a beautiful singer, you can extract from the adjective the adverb by adding ly. She's a very quick runner. Quick here is an adjective to describe this person. She's quick. She can run very quickly. Quickly here is an adverb to describe the way she runs. You can extract the adverb from the adjective quick by adding ly. Quick, it will be quickly. Beautiful, it will be beautifully. But there are some odd ones or irregular ones. She's a good worker. She's a good worker. Good here is an adjective to describe this person. She works well. She works well. Well here is an adverb to describe the working itself, the action. So here on page number 40, exercise A, read the examples below. Which of the words in blue is an adjective and describe a noun, and which is an adverb of manner and describes how something happens? Mr. Rashid had a large collection of very loud cats. Loud here, it's an adjective to describe the cats. My history teacher speaks loudly, so we can all hear him. Loudly here describes the way he speaks with or the action of speaking. So it's an adverb. Now try your own. The bus driver was injured. Injured here is an adjective. To measure the level or the intensity of the injury here, just add excellent adverb. The bus driver was seriously injured. 2. Be careful. Be careful. Adjective. Be careful with this glass of milk, it's hot. This stick smells good. She spoke quietly. She spoke quietly. His situation was very serious. Serious here is an adjective. It describes the situation. Children grow quickly. Quickly here is an adverb because it describes the growth itself. Now it's your turn. Try. Rewrite the words in brackets in the correct form. He reads a book. He reads a book. Excellent. Quickly. Quickly. Adverb because it's quickly describes the action itself, the reading. The class is terrible. It's an adjective because it describes the class itself. Okay, well. Second objective, to practice comparative and superlative by rewriting the adjectives and the adverbs between brackets in the correct forms. Page 40, exercise B and C. The journey lasted longer than we expected. Longer than we expected. I think that ancient history is more interesting than modern history. Notice that point 1 and point 2, we use the same word, than, to compare between two sides. The journey lasted longer than we expected. I think that ancient history and the modern history, so it's comparative because it's a comparison between two sides, right? And there is only common word here, than. That day we visited Babylon was the hottest day of the month. The most difficult part of the trip was when we ran out of water. We can call this superlative. So which case, how are the comparatives and superlatives of one syllable, adjectives and adverbs formed? For comparative, the comparatives and superlative of one syllable, adjectives and adverbs are formed like this. For comparative, to compare between two things, just add for the short adjective er. For the superlative, just add the before the adjective and est in the end. So for comparative, for the short adjectives, from the word long, it will be longer than, tall, taller than, hot, hotter than. And for superlative, to compare one with a group, it will be the, just add est in the end of the short adjective, the hottest, the longest, the tallest. The comparatives and superlatives of multi-syllable adjectives and adverbs, long adjectives, are formed like this. For comparative, just add the word more. For example, interesting, expensive, just add the word more before the adjective or the adverb. More interesting than, more expensive than. To form the superlative, just add the most before the adjective, the most difficult, the most expensive, the most interesting, like that. The comparative form is used to compare two people, two things, and two actions. The superlative form is used to compare one person or one thing or action with several of the same kind. Let's try this. My house and hers. So there's comparison between two sides, my house and her house. So it will be comparison, comparative form. Large, it's a short adjective, just add r, and because it ends actually with e, just add r. Larger than. Your dog runs faster than, gemstone. Okay, short. For comparative, just add er, than. Superlative, my house is the largest one in our neighborhood. It's the largest one in our neighborhood. So it's a comparison between my house and the other group of houses. So my house is the largest. Large here is short. Adjective, just add the before. Large and est in the end of the word. The largest. This is the smallest box I've ever seen. Now, It's your turn. Ahmed is than. So it's comparative or superlative? Of course, it's comparative between two sides, Ahmed and Yusuf. Just add or Ahmed is taller than Yusuf. You're the fastest of any dog in the race. The fastest. Exercise C. Read the examples and answer the questions. Choose A, B, or C. In my opinion, traveling by train as tiring as traveling by car. So it's a new kind of comparison here. It seems to be similarity. Similarity. What does as mean? Of course, the same as. We can call this similarity. And a new kind of comparison. It was raining this morning, but now the weather is getting better and better. What does better and better indicate? Excellent. Continual change. Continual change. So, how many kind of comparison have we got today? 4. Comparative, superlative, similarity, and comparative and comparative. Exercise D. You can present your own answers, pause the video, and come back to me to check your answers. Have you finished? Well, I was tired of the same old holidays, so last year I decided to try something excellent, more exciting. More exciting. I searched the internet, but I couldn't find anything excellent, anything interesting. The internet, but I searched the internet, but I couldn't find anything interesting. Was getting excellent, more and more annoyed when I finally came across a site advertising a competition to win Desert Safari in Qatar. Qatar was a destination that I always wanted to go to. So I entered the competition. Usually I am not the what for. I am not excellent, the luckiest person in the world, but surprisingly, Admiral, I won. The next day, I went to the travel agency and they presented me with the price tickets. They also gave me a full description of what would happen on the safari. It sounded, excellent. It sounded much better than I thought. And I have to say, it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. I will never forget it. Thank you, dear students, for your kind attention and your listening. Till we meet again, goodbye.